Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you tonight? It is my first day off in 37 days, and what I mean by that is I've officially taken my Thor News red alert hurricane watch down a notch or 4 to yellow, or pick whatever color is medium low threat or lower threat to you. Now, from what I understand, we should be having a safe period till at least the 1st of October. There should be a disturbance in the Gulf of Mexico that will threaten the coast, the Gulf Coast. So we're going to have to keep our eyes out on that. Be prepared, be aware, and get ready. Houston, we'll have to figure out what more we can do to make sure we don't get any major flooding in the future. And then, but expect the weather to continue to get weird. As my Thor News, the sun's still acting weird, the weather's going to act weird, and people are going to act weird. So that's the good news. I get to calm down a little, take a breath, and do some videos about non-hurricanes. I'm very excited about that. But now we get the bad news. The bad news is it looks like the big test for our nation is here. And that test is Puerto Rico. Now, Puerto Rico is an unincorporated territory of the United States, but every single person born in Puerto Rico is a natural-born citizen of the United States and can freely go from America to the mainland. So, and back. They have big problems there. They have no gas, no food, no power, and Puerto Ricans fear for their future. Now, I'm going to do updates on this, possibly daily. We're going to have to stay up on top of the situation, because what I've been saying at Thor News is we have to come together as an American family and adapt to the severe and rapid weather changes together and with a new way of looking at things. It seems like everybody's arguing about politics and history and the way we used to do things, and it's like, if we don't come together, band together, and think in a different way, then we're going to get crushed. We're going to drown. Everything's going to fall apart. Everything's going to be like Puerto Rico. This is the microcosm here. This is the candor for us. This is if we let this happen to Puerto Rico, it'll happen to us. The entire grid went down. One solar flare could knock our entire grid out. These people don't have water, from what I understand, like fresh water, electricity. Most telephone lines are down. I mean, we're talking the hospitals are having to tell patients to leave. And as of right now, and I believe for the next week, the only people that can really handle this is the military, at least till we get back on, the feet of Puerto Rico. So only the Marines and the National Guard and the Army and the Navy. And then we have to figure out what more we can do to help support Puerto Rico. And I don't want to say that I'm anti-donations or anti-charity, but I just highly recommend you look into the charity that you're donating to. Try and find a good charity that uses the resources that will get to the people and affect the people. Years ago I did researches into charity and it just made me very sad. But I don't want to discourage anybody from donating. But I want to say try and find a good charity that you feel like the money you're donating is actually going to go to the people and helping out. But we're going to have to start thinking bigger than that. Throwing money at problems is not solving really any problems. And the other story, when people on a political level want to start complaining about politics, like, dude, it's so much bigger than politics. Like, politics is to distract us. Well, the Republicans and Democrats, which I'm neither, have been fighting. We racked up $20 trillion debt in no time. And from my neutral eye, both parties are pretty much just as responsible for that freaking debt. It's like they're working together to clusterfuck us. Sorry, that's the only word I can think of. So now they fear a mass exodus from Puerto Rico, and that may be needed. Like, if the weather's going to continue to be this weird and wild, like I said, not only the islands but the coasts are really going to have to start a different outlook. And I know some people are going to say, hey, I want to stay there forever. And that's okay. They make their choice like Lieutenant Dan and Forrest Gump. But, you know, for the people who might want to have a choice or might not want to, you know, face the severe weather from the tip of the spear, then it'd be great to be able to give them an opportunity. And so people are like, hey, we don't have to deal with this. We don't have to whatever. Like, Puerto Rico, like any other corporation or nation or state, like Wall Street or also the street from England, whatever stock market they have in Dubai, like they'd loan money to just freely because it's LLCs. They're never on the hook. And so Puerto Rico has a $124 billion debt. And so, as I've laid out for you in my economic series, The Dragon and the Beast, the dragon is the default. That if Puerto Rico defaults on its debt, the entire bonds, they're so intertrenched, interwoven, the entire bond system like spins around and collapses. And so like you get into a period of lawlessness and you lose like 6 billion people if the currencies collapse. And so the dragon, it's like, we've been giving the banks and insurance companies bailouts and super low 0% rates up to the point as the beast. It's like the big monster that feeds on bailouts. And so together, that's pretty much what's been driving our economy since 2006 till now. And so, whether it be Venezuela almost defaulting, or Greece with now Brexit, or Brazil, or Puerto Rico, or Ukraine, like, that's why they keep bailing out everybody's, because if you don't bail them out, then the whole system collapses. So the Puerto Rico situation almost puts in how our entire economic and political system is totally outdated, and shows how ill-prepared we are to react to major events. You know, if you didn't even count Puerto Rico, the 2 hurricanes we've had so far, you know, and all the weather damage, we're at over $500 billion in weather damage this year. And we still got 2 months, 9 weeks left in this hurricane season. So, we'll do a better video on Puerto Rico. I just wanted to give you guys an update. But just say that, you know, we really have to start changing this way that we're doing, because this whole doggy paddling status quo, like how long can you doggy paddle in a hurricane, you know? Not very long. So it's time for people to come together, unless we want the mainland to end up like Puerto Rico right now. And we don't want that. You know, it's time to come together. That's all I know what to say right now. But I'll do a much better video on this tomorrow. I'm excited. You know me. I'll edit it, and then I'm going to go to... Actually, there's a place called archive.org. And that's where I pull a lot of the older clips. Like their Preminger archive is amazing. I highly recommend anybody who makes videos. Or even if you just want to go look up stuff. Like, they have countless documentaries. They have millions of old films and movies. And all the time when I find a new subject, I get excited to go see what I'll find. So I'm excited to pull Puerto Rico clips and learn more about Puerto Rico. Because I like to learn. And I would think that's why you're here at Thor News. Because you like to learn too. And I like it when we learn together. And I like it when we get better. Okay, so God bless everybody. And let's just figure out what we can do. You know, let's brainstorm. And I'm glad President Trump finally started saying, yeah, we need to, we're getting Puerto Rico water, electricity every day. You know, I think we all need to step up our game. And so, instead of arguing about the mistakes we've made in the past, let's all try to come together to avoid those same mistakes in the future. Okay? Peace out. Thank you, and God bless everyone. We are all in this together, people. And that's okay. I prefer it that way. All right. Have a good night.